Hey there, and welcome to the Academy for Adventurers Student Reset Success Program. I'm your host, Mauro Schiavo, and today in this free 20 minutes webinar, we're going to talk about how you can start your next semester, your next school year strong, and how this program will serve you both in school and in life. But before you even decide if you want to be a part of this coaching program, I'm sure you have a lot of questions. And so we're going to address all these questions one by one. Who's coaching you? What's my background? What will a private session feel like? What even is coaching, right? How often do you have to connect? What is this course like? And why should you join this coaching program and how it's going to help you? So we're going to discuss all that and more. So let's start off with who I am. Well, hi, my name is Mauro Schiavo. I'm a life and student success coach. I'm an educator, a martial artist, and the founder of the Academy for Adventurers coaching company. Through this back to school coaching program, me and my team, we want to help you build confidence. We want to help you improve your organization in life, develop better habits, manage your school responsibilities and life responsibilities, and stay motivated all throughout that process. My coaching approach, I'm very supportive, but I'm also practical. And because I've been coaching now for almost 17 years, combined coaching experience, I understand through the hundreds of clients that I've coached how to make my coaching personal to you, to help you overcome your unique challenges, discover your unique strengths, and help you to create a plan for success both in school and in life. So meet the team. In addition to myself, we have Lubies, who is our head of marketing and content creation. She actually put together this presentation. Meet Stefano, is also going to be another coach in this program, helping in the private and in the group coaching sessions. And there's also someone not on screen. He's Ernesto. He's our behind the scenes mission control officer. He does our social media. He does our content. He does a lot of the outreach for this program. So behind the scenes, you have all of us working towards one goal, and that is you. So let's talk a little bit about coaching. So chances are most of you have never been coached, and maybe if you have been coached, it's probably been through some sort of maybe tutoring, a sport, but most of you probably have not had a life coach. Well, I want to make one very big distinction right off the bat. This program is not another lecture. It's not something boring. It's not something you're going to hate doing. It's not going to be just more work. No, coaching is more like having a genuine conversation that is directed towards what? You becoming a better person and having better habits. So most of our sessions are going to look like this. First off, step one is we're going to check in, and we're going to check in honestly. We're going to talk about what's going on in school, what's going on in life, what's going on with you. And we want to check in honestly because coaching is most effective when you and I are honest with one another. We're going to name one real challenge that you're facing, and we're going to see if there's a pattern to that challenge. And then with all the resources, the portal, the coaching tools that we have, we're going to pick the tool that's in our coaching repertoire that's going to make the most sense for the challenge and the patterns that you're facing. And you're going to commit to the next action because at the end of the day, I'm your coach, but I can't do the work for you. But that's where the fun comes in because you get to take the next action that's going to make your life better. And I want to mention this because it's very important. All of our private coaching sessions, they're confidential. And I explained that in the coaching agreement that if you take this program, you're going to go ahead and sign. And we abide by all safety, legal, and reporting guards and boundaries for minors. We explain all that up front. And if you have a sponsor that is paying for this coaching program, we make sure that they understand all of that as well so that they can see that we respect what you're looking to do. And we also make sure that they know that with your approval, we can share with them the updates and the progress of how you're doing in the program. So I know that in school, there's a lot, right? You've got classes to go to, you've got assignments to go to, you've got tests that you got to take, quizzes you got to prepare for. So I understand that scheduling is very important. And so the scheduling with us is simple and very predictable. The first session that you and I have is going to be a 75-minute student success assessment where we take a look at where you're at. This is going to establish our baseline. How are you doing in school, right? How are you doing in life? How are you doing with all of your responsibilities, right? So we're going to assess where you're at so that way we know where to go. After that, we're going to have 4 more sessions, 45 minutes each, on a weekly basis, okay? So you're going to get a total of 5 private sessions. And we're going to schedule this around mutual availability, around when I'm available and when you're available. That way it doesn't interfere with all of the other things that you have to do, okay? And in between sessions, we do have brief accountability check-ins where we see how you're doing based off of the coaching assignments and the coaching adventures, I should say, and all the work that you've been up to. So I became a life coach because I had my own coach. And I saw how strong my life, all the other parts of my personal and professional life as a student, as a now father, husband, I've continued to be coached throughout the, I would say now over 10 years of my coaching career. And I understand that coaching can strengthen the parts of your life as a student that your grades do not explain. Because you have many talents, many gifts, and you're very capable, but maybe for whatever reason, your grades are not reflecting that. So we're going to strengthen your life so that way your grades are going to be a reflection of who you are and all the good things that you can offer. So we're going to talk about 5 main things. We're going to talk about how this coaching program creates direction. It's going to help you set goals, decisions, and have a strong reason to act. We're going to talk about focus, about how our habits, our phone, maybe gaming and competing distractions that we have that's taken away from our growth. We're going to talk about planning, how we can teach you how to better use your time, how to better complete your assignments, and set priorities throughout the day and week. That's going to help execute. We're going to help you become more consistent, right? We're going to help you set up routines that are fun. That's going to help you follow through and also recover throughout the week. That's very important. And we're going to work on your confidence, right? We're going to show you the evidence of your progress and help you trust yourself more so that way you can approach life and school more confidently. And then finally, we're going to talk about balance, but how you can balance all this stuff, right? You've got school, maybe you've got work, you've got your health, you've got your relationships. We're going to teach you how you can balance all that. Now, I'm not a therapist, right? Coaching is not therapy. We're not diagnosing. We're not providing any clinical evaluation. What we're doing here in this coaching program is we're focusing on action. We're focusing on you understanding yourself so that way you can be better overall. So my company, the Academy for Adventures, has 4 pillars, right? And our 4 pillars are going to help us find the right place for you to begin. So the 4 pillars are as follows. Adventure. I tied this pillar to direction. What do you want this semester to become? Who do you want to become throughout this semester? We're going to address that. The second pillar, battle, right? And this has to do with your discipline, right? What obstacles keep showing up that are defeating the plans that you put in place and the plans that you want to have? Then the third pillar is growth, right? This has to do with consistency, right? Doing actions every single day or on a weekly basis. What actions can you repeat that are going to help you grow in this program and beyond? And then the last pillar is beauty. And this is the balance of life, right? We're going to talk about what protects your energy and what makes success worthwhile. So, adventure. In this program, we're going to have you choose one result that's worth pursuing. Now, a vague goal creates vague action. So we want this result to be specific, that you can recognize in 30 days. It's going to be your 30-day win. And you can think about that 30-day win starting right now. You want it to be meaningful something that you can observe and measure, and most importantly, your result, what you want out of this program. Then, with battle, many of us, when we're facing distractions or we're facing challenges, we try to tap into our willpower. And even if you have a lot of willpower, eventually that willpower is gonna run out, right? And so what I like to focus on is your environment. Your environment is in your control. What's around you, who you spend your time with, what you spend your time doing. So what I'm going to have you do right now is pick one distraction, and you know what that distraction is, okay? You want to make it harder for you to reach right now when you want to have a time of focus. And so throughout this program, we're going to talk about strategies that are going to help you focus better, right? Putting your phone in another room, having your web browser set up with one tab that will help you focus on studying, setting focus timers, that's a big one, right? And making sure that your next action is visible so that way you can see it so you know what you have to do next. Now we're going to talk about growth, right? You want to have a weekly system that's small enough that it doesn't overwhelm you, but effective enough that you can repeat on a weekly basis. Now, what does a useful weekly system answer? Typically answer the following 4 questions. Where do tasks live? Or in other words, where do you have to do those tasks? 2, when do you plan? Do you plan your day in the beginning? Do you plan it after you have breakfast? Do you plan it the night before? When do you focus, right? What is going to be the time in your day and week that you use to focus? And then when you have an off day where maybe you didn't do your system or you fell off track, how are you going to reset to get right back into the game? Because that's very important, right? The comeback is always bigger than the setback. That's one of the biggest lessons I learned from one of the best coaches that I've ever had. And then lastly, beauty, okay? We are going to teach you how you can protect your energy so that way you can follow through, right? We're going to talk about how you can have better sleep. We're going to talk about movement that's going to help you reset stress. We're going to talk about how you can eat better, how you can hydrate better, so that way it's easier for you to focus. And we're going to talk about the important relationships you have, any spiritual beliefs or faiths you have, and values that are important to you that give meaning to life. Now, balance is not about avoiding effort. It's about protecting your ability to keep going. So having a balanced life is not only fulfilling, but it gives you the energy that you need to make sure when things get hard, you can keep going. So I invite you to do this right now, right? And you can do this even without the program. So we wanted to make sure that we created value. Even if you choose not to participate, we wanted to give you value. So one of the tools that we're offering you as a complete gift is a 7-day student success reset. Now we're going to include this document down below the webinar in the description so you can easily see it and download it. But on this sheet, it's going to help you choose one 30-day win, how you can remove one distraction, how you can schedule one weekly planning reset for yourself, and how you can learn to protect one source of very important energy. Now I'm going to tell you, do not try to fix everything in this 7-day reset. Try to pick one main thing in each category so that way you can do it. It's easy to start and easy to continue. You need to prove to yourself that you can keep one useful promise that you make. And that's very important. So this program is going to take all of my coaching experience and it's going to funnel it in to you having daily practice, but long-term habits. So this program is a 30-day program, okay? We've got short daily lessons that are self-paced. We've got reflection activities that are not graded, but every week is going to focus on one of the pillars. So days 1 through 7, it's going to be focused on adventure. Days 8 through 14 is going to be focused on battle and discipline. Days 15 to 21 is going to be focused on growth, consistency. And week 4 is going to be focused on beauty, which is going to have you create that balance. So we want you to use the lessons that we provide, the resources and the content. We want you to use them on a realistic schedule. And then when we have our private sessions together, our coach is going to help you turn those ideas into actions that fit your actual life. So all of this is guided, right? In addition, we're offering you a platform and products that are functional and fun and delightful to use. So we're going to have our private sessions, but every week we're going to have one group high performance session, which is a plus, because we want you to grow in a community that is diverse, so that way you can learn from the other students as well. We're going to give you a fun progress tracker app on our portal. It's a fun gamified way to track your tasks, your goals, and progress. Perfect for those of you that love technology and those of you that love to play video games. And like I said, we're going to give you full access to the tailored resources from the Academy for Adventure Life Coaching tools, books that are going to be useful, online courses, and more. So we're giving you a lot of value in this program. And we're going to offer you that program in two main ways. Maybe some of you don't want to commit to the whole back to school success quest. Maybe you just want to do the student success starter, which is going to include the 75-minute student success assessment with me. We're going to give you a personalized success map from that session. And we're going to give you a bonus of one private 45-minute coaching session with me. And if you choose to commit to the back to school success quest, we're going to roll your credit into that program if you sign up in 7 days or less. So this is the meat and potatoes. This is the back to school success quest. We are offering this at an unbelievable rate, unbelievable price for just $497, right? Or two payments of $265 if you want to split it up. We're going to give you the 75 assessment success map. We're going to give you 4 private weekly coaching sessions with myself or with Stefano. And we're going to give you brief accountability check-ins and student tools in between those sessions. When we finish the program, we're going to give you a progress debrief with you or your parents or your legal guardian, whoever paid for the coaching program. And we're also including as a bonus the Adventure Mindset 30-day course that I created on Udemy just for you. So when is all this getting started? Well, the program starts on Wednesday, September 16th, 2026. And I want you, wherever you watch this, in the comments, DM school to me. Tell us whether you're a student or a parent or you're whatever you're in school. And the one challenge you want to improve, we've only got 10 spots available for this program. So definitely don't fall asleep on this program. You have to enroll by September 15th. You can contact us directly with our contact information. We're going to put our email, phone number. You can contact us via text or phone call if you want to know more. You can DM us on our social media platforms. But I for one, look forward to seeing you. It's going to be a great program for you. And let's go ahead and make your life better and more successful. We'll see you in the Student Success Back to School Quest program. Take care.